So my question is, with all this extra revenue we're going to be bringing into the country, so do you believe at some point in time we could find a way, once the country's back on its feet and getting enough revenue and paid off our debt, do you think it's possible to find a way to eliminate federal taxes?
There is a way.
And how do you feel about it?
In the old days, when we were a smart country, in the 1890s and all, this is when the country was relatively the richest it ever was. It had all tariffs. It didn't have an income tax.
Yes, sir.
Okay? Now we have income taxes, and we have people that are dying. They're paying tax, and they don't have the money to pay the tax. No, in the old days, 1890, 1880, we had so much money, they had to set up committees, blue ribbon committees, how to spend our wealth. We had no idea how to spend it with so much money. Then we went to the income tax system, and the rest is sort of history. But no, there is a way. I mean, if what I'm planning comes out, it's a great question, by the way.
Everyone could attain the American
sophisticated
dream.
Cat, you know.
Everyone could attain the American dream if it wasn't for the high cost, the burden of high taxes, and we're taxed at every step of the way. Yeah. When we make it, when we spend
regulations.
The presidential race between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump is literally going down to the wire. We have no idea of who will win this race, but it's getting very interesting, especially when it comes to black men. Who will black men vote for and why?
The other day we had on, just by coincidence, we didn't book them, two young black men, both live in Manhattan or live in New York City, both of whom explained extraordinarily well why they're for Trump and why they don't like the Democratic Party. And they were listened to respectfully, and liberals could ask them questions. That just doesn't exist anywhere else.
No, it doesn't.
So
I got to say that's consistent with my personal experience of black men specifically. Yeah. Not that I'm around black men all the time, but actually fairly regularly.
Yeah.
Don't know that many black men who are Republicans, but I know zero black men who are liberals.
Yeah.
Not one. Yeah. I can't remember the last time I met one.
Yeah.
Is that seems like a trend?
If the anecdotal is even close to true, Trump will break the record among support from black men. I mean, he'll smash it if the anecdotal is close to true.
Black men are already disinterested in the Democratic Party, and many are disinterested in voting altogether. And that drives this next point. Black men might be disinterested in the United States altogether.
Guys, if you have heard a woman say, "I will not do wife duties at girlfriend status," go get your passport and go somewhere else. If a woman has told you that you need 6 figures or more to f with her, get your passport, go somewhere else. If you have ran into a woman and her pH has been off, and if this has happened more than 5 times, get your passport. Oh, her pH is off and she acts bougie. Yeah. Get your passport, go somewhere else. That can't act bougie with a smelling like fish. If you experience a lot of flakes, a lot of women, we know flaking is part of the culture. The United States is damn near it's like an 80% flake rate out here. Get your passport, go somewhere else, and see what it's like to experience a 10% flake rate. If you have experienced transactional sex from women, get your passport, go somewhere else, and see what it's like to get passionate sex from every woman.
So on one hand, you got black men who are disinterested in the Democratic Party in the voting system. Then you have black men disinterested in the United States. Now, why is it that so many black men are so interested in the Passport Bros movement? I mean, go look at any social media engine, any social media app. Go to Facebook, go to Instagram, go to TikTok. You will find many thousands of videos and comments surrounding the Passport Bros, 95% of them being black men. And the reason is because black men are looking for a way to do 2 things. Keep the US dollar for 1, and then number 2, live someplace else much cheaper. Now, this is not going to happen for every black man, but certainly it's a dream. And Donald Trump wants to make that dream happen for you by doing this.
To all my fellow Americans living abroad, I need you to join me right now in saving our country. Our country is in very serious trouble. You have to make sure that you are registered and you are going to vote, because I'm going to take very good care of you. I'm going to take care of our nation. We're in a failing nation, and we're going to bring it back, and we're going to bring it back strong. Once and for all, I'm going to end double taxation on our overseas citizens. You've been wanting this for years, and nobody has listened to you, and you deserve it. And I'm going to do it. It's the right thing to do. And no American leader has ever been willing to stand up and commit to you the way that I have on many things. But this is a very important element for your safety, security, and frankly, for your wallet. But I'm not like everyone else. I get things done. When I say it, I get things done. So I'm going to get this done for you. It's a big one. Ending double taxation. And you are going to be very happy when I'm back in office and get it done for you. So I need you to get out and vote. Cast your vote today. Remember, we're in a failing nation. It's a nation in decline. I'm going to turn it around. Don't wait to vote. Make sure you're registered and cast your vote as soon as you can. God bless you and God bless our beautiful country. Thank you very much.
So black men, if there is a reason to vote for Donald Trump, this is a very good one. Now, to be fair, Donald Trump is not just doing this for the passport bros. We get it. But if you live outside of the United States and you earn in US dollars, you can write off a substantial amount of your income. Let's say, for example, you were to start a business online and you make $150,000. That's your income. Well, if you have a foreign earned income exclusion, which you can get as long as you spend 11 months out of the United States, you can write off $120,000 at least for 2023 tax year. Now, couple that out, if you invest a lot of the money that you have in something like a IRA or a SEP IRA, then you would be able to write off another additional maximum $63,000 to $64,000 a year, as long as you spend 330 days outside of the United States during any 365-day period. You can do that. This is called the physical presence test, meaning that you could live a higher quality of life somewhere else and date better looking women and do all of that, and then you would be completely okay. Now, this is how it is right now. Okay, let's say if you made $400,000 in a year, you can write off $120,000, but you would be still taxed on $280,000 of that money, which means you would still be paying a shitload of taxes. But what Donald Trump wants to do is to say, listen, you don't have to pay any tax living outside the United States. You get to earn $1 million tax-free if you can, and keep all of your money to yourself. Let me tell you this. I wish that could happen for me. I live overseas and I pay a lot of taxes every year, even without stepping foot on the United States soil. This would allow black men to invest not only in the United States, that will give you more money to invest in the stock market or in real estate, but it also will help you do a better business where you're at. And this is one of the things that Donald Trump is offering American citizens if you were to vote for him. And that is music to passport bros' ears. Now, for many guys out there who have been influenced by the channels like, Skylar Duran, who's in Brazil, or Ronan the Traveler, who's in DR, just think about that. Just think about if you live in a close proximity to the United States, Colombia, stop the show. Just make sure you don't get hit with that scopolamine pack out there, right? But you would be able to start over a whole new life, be able to make more international connections and do some great things for yourself if this is to happen. And if it does happen, I would think that is great. And you know what you're probably gonna see? Many more Americans leave the United States. Now, I don't know if that's going to be a good idea for the United States tax economy. To be honest, the United States is one of the few countries in the world that forces their citizens to pay taxes wherever they are. And it does make sense because, let's say, for example, the United States has invested into your own public education throughout these years. Like the skills that I have now, I got them from the United States. And, so they're trying to reap their reward on their investment since they invested in educating me and you to be in the country. So I understand why they don't want, you to lose that tax base and tax money, especially with your tax dollars helping disabled people or even elderly people maintain infrastructure. But who cares, right? If you can get this for yourself, that will be their problem to figure out, which the United States could probably figure out quite easily because they're very smart. So guys, what do you think about this? Are you going to vote for Donald Trump based on this particular loophole, or will you be just leaving it and selling it up? Let your boy know. I'm out.